Hello, everyone. This is Shambhavi from Designhill and your host for today. I hope you and your families are keeping well and safe. I would like to welcome each one of you to join this session for today. From your busy schedule, you have taken out time to join this session for today. Thank you so much, everyone. And today we are going to talk about on the topic how to become a freelance illustrator, a successful freelance illustrator using Instagram as your main account. So today's event is brought to you by Designhill, world's leading creative marketplace that caters to creative needs of businesses and individuals alike, who can source high quality designs from professionals, designers, and buy unique products created by independent artists. So moving ahead, let me introduce you to our speaker for today's event. We have with us Vodo Salad. And Vodo is a freelance successful illustrator with a followership of more than 120K on Instagram page. He has a huge variety. Hi, Vodo. He has a huge variety of designs like album covers, t-shirt designs, book covers, etc. Just so many. And he has also worked with prestigious companies and people like Arista Records, Ben Kenney, and Heavy Metal Magazine. Thank you so much, guys, for taking out time from your busy schedule and joining us today for this event. Over to you, Vodo.
Okay, so hello, I'm Vodo Salad. I'm working as a freelance illustrator since 2019. And I would like to talk about the path that I took to get here where I am right now. So should we start with the questions?
Great. So before we start the session, Vodo, here's a big announcement for all the participants, everyone who's looking out on this event, everyone who's there live on this event. Guys, we are giving away certificates to all the attendees, but for that, you'll have to remain till the end of the event. You'll have to stick around and listen to Vodo and us. So brace yourself and stay tuned till the very end. Also, everyone, please do take a screenshot or a photo of this event and put it on your Instagram and Twitter and tag Designhill DH, Print Shop Global, and Vodo. We will be sharing all the links, all the personal handle, all the handles in the chat section on your right. And one lucky winner will get a chance to win a gift card worth $50. All right, so before we start the session, let's quickly look at what Designhill is all about.
Need to get your parents off your back? Head to the world's #1 creative marketplace, Designhill.
When I started my photography business, I needed something that said this was more than just a hobby. It's not a hobby, Mom. That's why I went to Designhill and got an amazing logo super fast at a price I could afford. The process was easy using Designhill's logo maker. Just enter the name of your business, then pick out a number of designs that inspire you. I'll pick this one and that one looks cute. Then pick your colors or let the system decide. Add some more info like a slogan, the industry your business is in, and your budget. The logo maker, using machine learning and artificial intelligence, will design thousands of logo variants that you can choose from and adapt. In fact, I was able to get everything from business cards to t-shirt design and complete social media kit, all with the click of a button. With that, I'm all set. Now everyone I meet knows I'm a legit photographer. Even my mom. It's real. That's decaf.
Let the world know it's real and build your brand with Designhill.
All right, so that was all about Designhill, and now we are all set to start the session. We will be taking up questions during the session. So if you have any questions, the audience, please put it in the questions tab on the right. And so Vodo, let's start the session.
Okay.
So, a career in illustration doesn't just involve, drawing nice things and, whatever, like showcasing your, your illustrations on the paper or anything. You need to be more equipped. You need to be you need to be able to promote yourself, handle your social media accounts, contact business people for work, and etc etc. So since there are several things one has to do, just tell us how to start it, like which is the pinpoint to start it, like how should you
Okay,
just
so
pin it.
drawing is definitely about 40% of all the things you have to do. And before you start, you may consider doing some research, a lot of research, because you can just start on Instagram, like doing a personal account, and then getting into illustrating suddenly. You have to start as an illustrator, as a business account, and you'll have to do all the research. You have to choose the right name for your account, because if you don't want to use your real name, or it doesn't sound as good, that it would work as a brand name as well, then you have to look up something that sounds good. I chose the name simply by thinking of, I want to be something salad. I want to be a salad, but I didn't know what to use, so I random generated a word for it, and it was voodoo. And I thought that, yeah, voodoo would sound good. It's the right name, so that's how I became Voodoo Salad. And by doing your research, I'm talking about that you should watch all the YouTube videos that is on about this thing, so you'll get the notion about what to do on Instagram. And they're usually not about illustrating or art in general. It's just about how to become an influencer, and that's what I'm talking. That's what I'm trying to tell you here. So how to become an illustrator, freelance illustrator, by using Instagram, because there's no, or there are some videos about it, but they're usually fancied up, and they're not too true to reality. So yeah, that's basically the theme of this event.
Yeah. So I mean, how would you just like, see, the fascination for drawing evolves with time. But, but the more time goes off, the more you evolve with drawings and stuff. So what was the inspiration for you to take up illustration as a career?
Well, my main inspiration was my wife, basically, because yeah, we started an account together before I started Voodoo Salad, but then we decided to part ways illustration wise. We're still together, so yeah. And when we started, we looked up how to strategize these things, because she was drawing already a lot, and I was doing photography mainly before I started this. I was drawing as well, but it wasn't that often. Maybe I made one drawing in every 3 months or 6 months, and she was a great inspiration for me. And yeah, so I was working in a skate shop as well, and there were a lot of graphic arts, graphic designs, more illustration oriented, not the regular triangles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was super inspired by that as well, and so I've picked it up, and I've tried to adopt it to my style, but that's a whole other story as well, how to
So that brings me
develop
to
this style.
another question, Voodoo. you have a very, very distinguishable art style. I was going
Mhm.
through your profile. You have a really, really
Thank you.
distinguishable art style. Can you tell us, me, the audience, everyone, that how you arrived at it? I mean, how is your art so distinguishable, and what kind of message you want to aim across through your art?
Well, it all came from photography. I was doing photo manipulations, mostly surreal stuff. I can show you some because I have it here. I
Yeah, please
prepared
share.
myself. So, okay, you can probably see my folders now. And here are some. So I was doing things like this. Okay, so I can't see you right now. All right, can you?
No,
Okay,
we
it's a
can't.
window in window.
Yeah, we
Okay,
can't see your folders.
now is it cool now? Okay, so could anyone see the images?
You can share your screen. You can share your screen, Vodo.
Oh,
From
I
the
shared it, I
from the up.
think. So sorry, I'm such a noob here. Okay, no, it's cool now. It's good.
Yeah, now we
Okay,
can. Now we can.
okay, that's fine.
Oh,
Okay, can you see the image?
yes,
Let me put
yes.
it. Yeah, it's like this, and it was like this. So yeah, I've started as a photographer, and I did some photo manipulations as well. You know, like this. This is a photo manipulation as well. And so, okay, I should stop sharing now. And I haven't seen any more perspective in photography. So I wanted to do more elaborate things, and illustration had more perspective in it. So I could do more, I can put in more elements because I didn't want it to use stock photos because I felt like it was cheating. I know it's stupid, but I felt like it's so, I always used my own photos. And so when I picked up illustration again, I felt like a whole new world has opened before me. And yeah, that's how it all started. That's how I that was the main thing for me. And as an inspiration beside my wife, I've had a few artists that I've had in mind before because I'm a big animation buff. I like to watch animations, so I love the Fantastic Planet from Roland Topor, and I love his art as well. And I can show some from him. Let me share my screen again. Okay. Right. So here it is. And yeah, it's a really rough thing. So as you can see, this cross-hatching is really like it's just thrown in. And I love this. And so I decided to do cross-hatching with pens. And yeah, it was one of the most awesome things that I could do, I think, because I've learned so much from this. And the colors were all digital as well, but the technique was so cool. And the other artist who I learned a lot from by looking at his images was Ernst Fuchs. And oops, sorry, wrong button. Okay, let's share the screen again. Sorry for all this back and forth. I'm trying to get used to it.
No issues, Vodo. It's very helpful. Please go ahead.
Okay, so Ernst Fuchs was an Austrian painter and illustrator and graphic artist, and he had some really cool drawings and paintings. As you can see, I'm not on his level in any ways, but these
You'll
are
have to
so
share
good.
your screen again, Udo.
Oh, dang. Okay, so can you see it now?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, that's his work, and it's so awesome, in my opinion. Okay.
Okay, so what are the style will change over time, but the techniques, the craft, the ideas also tend to change over time, but the techniques and the craft would remain the same. They are
Mhm.
like the base foundation. So how do you incorporate these current running trends and technologies into your designs?
Okay, it's really cool to pick up them because it's very important to develop your style. If you are illustrating but you're into 3D as well, then you should learn it because it will just help. You can't go wrong with it. If you would like to animate but you were only doing still images, then animate it. It will be super time consuming. I did that as well. Uh, 24 FPS animation frame by frame is, yeah, it it will kill your mortal soul at first, but if you get into it, then it's going to be awesome. It's going to do good. You're going to get more clients by that, and yeah, it's always good to start and learn something new. You'll get more approachable.
So what tips would you share? What tips would you share one can look up to put these current trends running into the world of design, the current colors, the current color combinations, the patterns, the texture of the image, the texture of the drawing, everything. What tips would you like to give us to the audience, to incorporate these current trends into their designs?
Uh-huh. Okay, so let me drink a bit.
Sure.
Mm. So you can always check out the current colors, maybe on Pantone. Pantone is a great way to start because they always have the color of the year up in time. So it's always accessible. And if you use them, you'll definitely have some success with it because you can't go wrong with it. If you use like 3-4 colors, Pantone colors, then that's going to be cool. And the explore page of Instagram is really helpful as well because you can check out what's the current trend of illustration and design. And because Instagram is algorithm based, then if you have a business account that is mostly about illustration and you follow illustrators or artists, or you like them and comment on their pics, then you'll get a bunch of new illustrations on your explore page every time. And you should definitely check them because you'll see what's the current trend right now, and you don't have to copy them, but I always say that you should use the ideas that are currently going on and on the platform. And yeah, that's basically it. So
Yeah, definitely. So you're saying like just be updated on the different designing trends, on the
absolutely,
colors, on
yeah.
the techniques and stuff. So yeah, okay, okay. So Voodoo, let's take up a question from the questions tab. We have almost a lot of questions coming down in the questions tab.
Okay.
So
Excuse me, but my I see.
yeah, go on the
My chat
questions
has
tab.
disappeared. Okay, I get
So
it
we have
now.
a question from Snehlata Mitra. How to get inspired to produce a piece of artwork and make a living as a freelance illustrator?
Okay, so first of all, you have to decide that what you would like to do. So if you would like to do album covers or t-shirt designs, then you should start designing things that would work as album covers or t-shirt designs or packaging designs or whatever you would like to do before you even get commissioned. Because if the commissioners see, or the clients, potential clients see that you're good at this, then you'll probably have more success. I ain't saying that you have to do the typography or do fake cover arts. I never did that. I just started to do illustrations that I thought that would work as maybe album covers, and my first jobs were yeah, covers, mostly covers. T-shirt designs came a lot later.
So probably one starts with something, a little small, a little less complicated. So probably you started with book covers. Book covers were a little
No,
less complicated.
album, CD covers or
Oh,
music
okay,
covers
okay,
mostly. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Mostly covers.
Covers. Yeah.
Okay, great. So Snehilata, that's for you. That's the answer for the question.
Mhm. And
So
one more thing,
yeah.
before we go to another question, do it really consistently, so like daily or bi-daily, whatever is good for you, but do it super consistently and do a lot of it, so you will get more exposure on the platform. So that's it. Sorry for.
No, no, that's fine. So, what do we have? Another question from Diana. She says, she asks, how do you find your own style as an illustrator? What tips would you want to give to, to take your own
Well,
style out on
the, the
Illustrator? Yeah.
there are lots of trials and errors in this process, because when I started to draw not in my teens, much earlier, but I was always copying. I was copying like crazy. I was copying portraits. I was copying cartoon characters. I was copying whatever that were through, at me.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like super hard to get out of this wheel, because you will get used to it, you will get comfortable with copying, but at the same time you can adopt a lot of things like technique wise, and if you do that right, and if you have your preferences and you have your own errors in drawing, it can it you can get a whole different style from it. So you don't have to, for example, Garfield, you don't have to copy it, you don't have to draw like Jim Davis, but by drawing Garfield or drawing anime characters or anything, you can adopt a lot of things, and you can put it in your own drawings, and it's a whole mishmash of things that you learned from here and there. I would say that you should learn academic drawing as well. So you should go and draw nudes and portraits and still lifes as well, because it helps a lot. But if you want to be a good illustrator, then you have to put your own imagination in it. So everything you learn, you have to put your own imagination in it.
So that's bring me to a point that you have to
Yeah,
practice and
absolutely.
practice. The more
Absolutely.
you practice, the more you will discover, the more you will learn, the more you will realize which combination is better, which one is bad, and you will give a wings to your own imagination.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's it. That's basically it. Yeah.
All right, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying this session. So, before we move forward, I would like to give a quick shout out to Designhill, world's leading creative marketplace, for organizing this event. Stay tuned, and we will be right back with Vodo to discuss on more about illustration, more about how to become a freelance illustrator using Instagram as your main platform. All right, so we're back again. Let's continue with the session. So, Vodo, there is a tried and true recipe when it comes to Instagram success. Everyone has tried it, tested it. They know where to, put what, and different cooks will throw in different spices at different time. Time to time, different spices will be thrown in, but no one can ignore the main ingredients. So, main ingredients of Instagram. So, what do you think? What do you think, according to you, since you're a successful Instagrammer, a freelance illustrator on Instagram? What do you think are the main key ingredients for an illustrator artist to throw into the dish?
Okay, so consistency, hands down, the most important thing. Because if you're not consistent, then you just get lost, because the algorithm won't promote you. Promotion is in a quotation mark, because you're not paying for it. You don't have to pay to Instagram to get famous on it. It's a hoax. You just have to be really consistent. As I've said earlier, you have to choose a good username that can be memorized easily. You have to choose the right hashtags. I would recommend maybe 20 hashtags. 20 hashtags, but they should be really relevant. So if you're doing, if you want to do t-shirt designs, then you should use hashtag t-shirt designs, for example, because it doesn't have too many posts in it. I don't know how familiar are you with that, guys. So if you check the posts or the hashtags, then you can see how many posts are in it. So like if it's under 500,000, then you're good to use it, because you won't get lost that easily. All the other big hashtags like art or Insta art or sorry, my throat is a bit I'm getting a bit raspy here. So don't use big hashtags. So if you see that there are 20 million posts in one hashtag, then don't use it, because you won't get anywhere with it. There are plenty other hashtags that you can use, like monochrome art, whatever, just look it up. Lowbrow art is good as well. Lowbrow artist. So the other thing is that you should like and comment as much as you can. There are a few obstacles here, because Instagram doesn't let you like as much as you would want to in normal situation. Like if you spend like an hour on Instagram, then you can like in like hundreds of pictures, and that's a lot. And Instagram will action block you, most definitely. So if you get action blocked, then you won't be able to like or comment or write a caption later under your own posts. That sucks big time. So don't do that. You should like 15 images and comment, be as meaningful as you can. Don't just comment 5 emojis, maybe. So that's not useful either. So the other thing is, we've talked about, consistency. The next thing is that the caption should have something relevant in it. I'm not too good at that, to be honest, because it's really hard to write something big under every image, because sometimes there's no big message, no nothing. If something has happened to you and you've illustrated it, or you want to give some voice to it, then do it. Just write something meaningful and personal in your caption, and the algorithm will push you up. That's why you can sometimes see that if someone is doing more personal artworks, like in personal, I mean, if they're not doing that many commissions, or they're not posting that many commissions, more like personal stuff, they'll get more attention. And that's how Instagram basically works. They don't want you to use it as a business. They want you to use it as a way to connect with family and friends. So if it sees you as a friend for your followers, then you'll get more attention. And that's when we get to the point that you should be a friend to your followers. So just because you might have a bunch of followers, you shouldn't ghost people or assume that they will rip you off or something. I don't know what people think sometimes, but I get that many people want to connect with their followers after they get big. And I think that that's a blatant move. That's not working move anytime. So you're still a person.
Yes, so the captions and the images, the point which you said, that choosing the right caption, choosing the right image, that brings me to another question. Since everyone knows that both captions and images play an important role to build your Instagram page, share some tips. Share some tips to choose what type of images, what type of captions should go on the Instagram page.
Well, that depends on you, basically. So if you like to draw hippos, maybe, and you love to talk about hippos, for example, then you should share your love for the animal. I don't know. That's the point of Instagram. You can do anything with this. You just have to put it on the right plate in the right restaurant. And if you find your own audience for it, then you're good. You're in.
So that again got me to another question, Vodo. Getting the right audience. So why is it important to always make sure that you're going after your target audience, and especially when you're trying to grow your account? Why is it important? And how can one actually understand the right target audience?
Okay, so basically all of us have our own interests, and if you have an interest in hip-hop music, or you have an interest in just simply practical designs like packaging designs and stuff, then you should orient to that. So you should look up what for. I put hip hop music as the first example, because I mostly work with hip hop oriented companies and artists, and I'm a rock and roll dude, to be honest, but yeah, that's how it turned out, and I'm fine with that. That's cool. I'm in a different subculture now by this, and it's good to look up what your target audience are looking for. So if they're looking for something trippy like my target audience is going for, then you should do that. To be honest, I wasn't that mindful about it, because I just wanted to draw trippy things. I wanted to do as much psychedelic illustrations as possible. And in the meanwhile, it turned out that there is a subculture that really likes my stuff, and they usually come back, and yeah, that's it. If you find your target audience and you feel like you can work with them, and you feel good about it, then just continue to do that. And if you want to discover a new technique, maybe, or yeah, something else, then you can keep it in the same genre, if you know what I'm saying. So if you would like to do 3D, as I've mentioned it earlier, then you can just keep it in style. Maybe you can build it in your original 2D illustrations, not the original ones, but you can do a mashup. So yeah, that's it basically.
That's great, Voodoo. That's great. So everyone knows that Instagram has an algorithm to work on it. So on Instagram or on any social media platform, the more engagement you get on your post, the more people will see it. It will grow and keep growing and growing, which means a higher chance of people to engage with it again, to become your subscribers, or to convert into followers. How do you think an illustrator artist can build enough engagement for his or her page? What are the tips you want to share? Since
What I
you are.
haven't already. Okay, so yeah, it's basically the same thing as I've told before. So hashtags, connect with people, connect with as many people as you can, or you don't have to follow 10,000 accounts, of course, because that's the algorithm will push down most of their posts, so you won't see them. That's what happens. Even if you have like 500 followers, you won't see their posts anymore. But that's another thing. Building engagement is the most important thing, and you can build engagement if you don't act like a business at all. You might you are a business basically, but you shouldn't act like one. So you shouldn't be just advertising your things. You shouldn't be just uh, pushing your products on people, your prints, your commission fees, your whatever. You just be a person. Just get as close as possible to people you follow and who follows you. If you get a nice DM, not a complaint, but sorry, but if you get a complaint, you should answer that as well. So if there's something wrong, you should answer that as well. But if you get a nice DM, then you should definitely talk with that person, because maybe you'll get a new good connection. I've did a lot of collaborations by doing this, and the collaboration can help you grow as well, because you will share your followers. So yeah, that's a big thing that I learned as we talk about it. So yeah, that's it.
Great, great, great. So, since you have a huge Instagram page and you're a successful Instagrammer and a freelance illustrator yourself, how do you balance the design aspects of a project with the social media strategy aspect?
Okay, so yeah, that's something that I've somewhat answered before as well. So um, you should be following the trends on Instagram, or you 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 have to check the explore page. You have to check what big accounts are doing. You don't copy them, but you will see that that there was a time, I've never followed that trend, but there was a time when pop serial artists were all doing these, or not all of them, but the most popular ones were the ones that were just small drawings of skulls and mountains and stuff, just black and white drawings. And it's still super popular, but 3 or 4 years ago it was huge. And and yeah, it was cool to experience with that if you can blow up by doing that. And I saw the potential in it. Like I saw some of my followers and some dudes I follow that were trying this, and you could see the likes. You can't see the likes now, or maybe you can if you haven't been updated yet. But yeah, it was much bigger than the usual stuff they were doing. And yeah, you should check that, and you should build in the other trends too. So I'm mostly talking about colors. So a color trend is always great to follow. If I don't think that you have to change your style. If you have your own style, you you don't have to go into collage art if you were doing 2D animation because yeah, that's
So
it.
again, that the takeaway points are practice, practice, and practice. Build
Practice.
your own ideas. Build your own color forte. Again, deciding onto the colors. Some people have that white and black genre, and some people have that colorful buzz genre. Red, blue, green, everything in it. So yes, one has to realize on its own. That which colors would suit their style of drawing. Right.
Yeah,
So, all right, great, great, great insights from you, Vodo.
thank you so much.
So, what, what according to you, what would you consider was the most challenging aspect of being a working artist on a social media platform? What was the most challenging aspect for you?
Ooh, there are a lot. So the fear of losing your account, that's a huge one. So it's challenging to cope with that. Like I'm not on the verge of losing my account, but you hear a lot of bad news, and
Yeah.
sometimes it creeps up on you, and you think that, oh dang, I might lose my account one day, and what am I going to do then? What if Instagram is over, like many other applications were over? But you have to think a bit out of the box. That's why you have to, move your followers here and there. So if it's possible, of course, it's really hard, as I can see. So I see that a lot of times if you have like a bunch of followers maybe on TikTok, they won't go to Instagram, and vice versa. And the other challenging aspect is definitely money. Freelancing is yeah, you have to have money to start it, because if you're not getting enough work to support yourself and your family, then then you shouldn't start it at all, because until you have enough money, because it can be a huge face plant. And
Of
yeah,
course. Financial aspect is one of the most important aspects for
yeah, you
sure.
should stack money like crazy. You shouldn't make stupid decisions at all. You have to hold on to your money as
Yeah,
much as you can.
right. Right. And so money is one of the aspect. Again, losing your account, fear of losing your account is another aspect. What other challenges you may consider, as since you are a successful working artist on Instagram platform?
Mhm.
What other
Well,
challenges have you faced?
um, there are dry spells. So if you don't get asked to do a commission, and that happens when you start a lot. So there might be some times when you don't get asked, like
Yeah.
for weeks. But if, as I was talking about money, you should stack up as much money as you can, and you will get over it. But if you won't get asked, you're having a dry spell, then you should definitely do more illustrations for yourself. So personal illustrations will boost your engagement. It will bring you more followers, and on the end, you will get more clients. So a personal illustration that gets like thousands of likes or hundreds of likes, it depends on how big is your account. You can get a lot of commissions with a few hundred or thousand followers. You don't have to be, huge. Uh, I hear a lot of times, and that is true for me sometimes, that my engagement was sometimes better when I fed much less followers. So when I fed like 10K followers, sometimes my engagement was better than now at 122K, because that's how it works. I don't know why. And it's not just me. I talked about that with a lot of people, and anyways, if your engagement is down and you have less commissions, then you should do a lot of personal illustrations. It's more fun to do it sometimes. It gives you a bit of relief. You don't have to, wait for anyone to tell it if it's good or bad. That's,
Right, right. Again, practice.
yeah, practice,
So
practice.
that's the key
That's
to
that's the
success.
key word of this video.
So that gets me to another question, Udo. What has been the most challenging aspect when it comes to selling on Instagram? So having a successful freelancer account on Instagram was one part, but then selling your product on Instagram, what are the challenges you have faced there?
Hmm. The first and most and the biggest challenge is that you you have to assume that people will like your stuff. Like uh, if you want to sell prints and stickers, that those are prints as well. It's much harder to sell them because it's it's just not a useful object, to be honest. Like, you can put on stickers, you can put stickers on your bike and your laptop or your wall or wherever you want to, but people might not buy it so easily. So you have to think in products that are useful. Like if you have a water bottle that has your design and it looks good, then people will more likely buy it. And the challenge in this is that Instagram doesn't like if you post your products online most of the times. That sometimes it works, I don't know why. But without promotion, many people won't see it. So I think that that's the only time that you should consider promoting your stuff, because it might help a bit or it might not. I haven't tried it yet. So I can't really help in that. But commissions are much easier to do by using Instagram, because a lot of people and companies are looking for artists on Instagram. And if you have a good portfolio uploaded in your gallery, then people reach out to you. And that's why you should always include your email address in your bio, even if you have the option to reach out via email as a button, under your bio. You should have your email up there, and you should answer the DMs. You should check your DMs, and your account should be public, because private accounts won't work that much. It might be useful for some people. So if you have not safe for work content, then use it, because people will report you nevertheless, because I don't know. Anyways, just be public if it's possible, because it will help a lot. That's a huge thing that I missed out since. Yeah, that's
Great. Great, Udo. So, being a freelancer, this would be my last question. So, being a freelancer yourself, what would be your words of inspiration and a few tips for all the people, for all the audience watching us live here who wants to start out their career in the field of illustration?
Well, don't be afraid and don't expect anything at the start. If just do it, like the Shia LaBeouf video. just do it, and you will get big eventually if you're consistent enough. You might give up a few times, or you will probably feel down a few times, and you want to give up, but don't give up. Just don't give up. Just do it.
Just be on it.
Yeah, and check what's trendy on Instagram and on the internet in general, and you'll be good.
Great. Thank you so much, Wodo. So now we'll take up questions from the audience.
Okay.
We have questions in the questions tab. So Aparna has asked, what are the basic elements or technologies and others which one needs as a beginner? And what are the type of projects we need to include in a basic graphic designing portfolio?
Okay, so for the technology, you don't need anything fancy. I use a really old MacBook, and I use the cheapest Wacom tablet possible. And even for the softwares, you probably won't need anything too fancy. So you don't need an Adobe subscription. You'll be good with Autodesk Sketchbook or Sketchbook Pro. That would do the job as well. If you like to draw and you can get around it, then it's possible to start with it. And what was the other question? Sorry, I can't see it. And which program for Illustrator? Oh, yeah, yeah, I've answered that. Okay.
Yeah. So moving on to the next question.
On the platform, Instagram, in my opinion, yeah, it's the best platform. Okay, sorry.
No. So now we'll move on to the next question. This is by Kaja. How do you set a price for an artwork that your client will agree with and won't be shocked that it's too high?
Well, okay, that's a really good question, because you just don't know for the first site. So you can start with a higher price, maybe even if you have a small following, but probably people will assume that you don't work for a lot because you have a small following, and they always go for like they'll say that, okay, I have $20, and you know that $20 is cheap as hell, because you have to work on illustrations sometimes for days maybe, and if you get a lot of revisions, then it will be an extra as well. So yeah, that's a really good question. It depends on what they would like to use the design for. So if they want to sell it as maybe as a t-shirt design, or if it's an album cover, book cover, or whatever commercial design, then you should go for a higher price. There are a lot of guides on how to price your artwork, but that can be a bit of a bumpy road as well, because I've read somewhere that you should charge GarageBand's $300. But so, yeah, that can be a bit high for some small bands, super high. It depends on where the client is based as well. So if you're getting a client from somewhere where minimum wages are lower, or wages are lower in general, then you you can just tell them to pay $1,000 for design, because they probably won't be able, or they're not used to that. And that I'm saying that as someone from a smaller income country. So yeah, I know the thing, and that can be a bit bumpy. Yeah.
Yeah, so how to decide onto the price? Like, what are the pointers which an illustrator should keep in mind before quoting a quote to the client?
Okay, so as I've said, you should know what are they going to use it for. If it's for someone's spouse, then yeah, it's you don't have to charge that much. But if it's going to be for someone who's going to put it in a huge project, or if that's basic, then you should double it, triple it. You should go up whatever to whatever price you would like to get for it.
Okay.
Don't be shy in that case.
Okay.
Don't be
Yeah.
shy.
Yeah.
If it's some small personal project, then it's another thing as well. So if they're selling it but it's small, then yeah, that's another thing. That's the in between of this. So you should have a price range for all three things, and yeah.
Great. Great. Thank you so much, Mono. Uh, so we have another question. This would be the last question of the event. This is by Neeraj. How to get noticed by big companies as an illustrator artist?
Uh, a lot of people say that you should send them an email with your portfolio, and I've tried it. Doesn't work. They will come. So big companies usually go for bigger creators. So if you have a huge account or a moderately big account, and maybe if you have a good portfolio, separate website, which I don't, in a bracket. So I don't have a website. It works without that, but some say that it's good to have a website. Then they'll come. Just as I said, put your email address in your bio, because a lot of big companies will use a laptop or a PC to discover new artists. And I don't know if it's possible to send emails from your web browser, but there were days when it wasn't possible, and everyone was checking your bio for your email address. So you should start with small clients, and if you it helps you build up your portfolio, and they'll see that you've worked with a bunch of people.
Okay. Great. So, all right, guys, this brings us to the end of this wonderful session with Vodo. This was indeed a value-packed session, Vodo. Although there's a lot more we could have learned, we could have talked about, but
Definitely,
unfortunately,
yeah.
unfortunately, we are limited by time here. And I hope you guys loved the session. And once again, I would like to thank you guys for taking out time from your busy schedule and be a part of this event. Over to you, Bodo.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I've got a bit sidetracked. I was checking all the other questions here, and yeah, there would be a lot more things to talk about, definitely.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, this is not where it ends. We have a lot more events lined up for you in the coming days. The next event is on ways to add dimension to your lettering. And you can check out all the links there in the chat sections. If you guys are interested and haven't registered yet, we are putting down the links of our event section in the chat on the right. You can get yourself updated with all the upcoming events and register. To stay updated with the events, you can also follow us on Instagram. You can also give suggestions on different topics you want us to cover during the events. You can also suggest hosts. You can also suggest speakers you would like us to host. I'm dropping out the Instagram pages also in the chat section. To watch this session and other such wonderful events, subscribe to our events section on Designhill, and you can check out our YouTube official channel. The links are there in the chat section. For all the designer and artist community who are listening to us and wish to be a part of this beautiful, thriving design community, go visit designhill.com. Also, we have launched some cool design challenges, which are worth $7,000. Any designer or non-designer can be a part of it and can create some awesome designs using our DIY tool, designing tool called Designhill Studio. You can visit Designhill Studio Challenges and check out more on it. You can find the link in the chat section. Do not forget to subscribe the newsletter to get notified about these challenges and unlock your chance to win big. So on that note, I would like to say bye-bye to everyone who joined us here, and hope everyone is safe. And guys, just take care and be safe. Thank you so much, Vodo, for joining us.
Thank you too.
Thank you.
Have a good one.